And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm touching base with you as I do every day, except for the weekends, obviously, unless I'm doing something special. And that can be broadcast. But this weekend I did a lot of special things that I just didn't have time to share it with you. But I'm going to share it with you today because it was a great weekend here in New York. We had our rain last week and the city smells so clean. People don't realize when you live in a big city how important the rain is, because the rain cleans the street, and we had not had rain for 50 plus years 50 plus days 50 plus days. And we were in a drought. We still are in a drought. We got 2 inches of rain, which is really great. Lots of, and the weather feels like fall. It feels like autumn. It's not like Halloween evening when it was 80 degrees on Halloween evening. We're moving back into a normal trend. Supposed to be a little showers tonight. I got an event to go to this evening. Hopefully I'll bring that to you. Hopefully I can share this event. It's an event at what's called September. It's a restaurant. One of my buddies who's an architect. He also owns a cafe and a art gallery. So he is really an amazing brother. Mr. DD, he's out there and shouting him out. But his cafe is called September. It's in Bed-Stuy, just on the edge of Bushwick, like Bed-Stuy, Bushwick border. And so they're having an event this evening, Thanksgiving event. Just being thankful, giving back to the community and helping people in the community. So I'm going to be doing that this evening. So I'm going to be riding out there on my bike. Also, yeah, that's right. Let's say hello to some folks. Let's say hello. Let's get some hellos in here. You know what? I forgot to add my my Instagram audience. Okay, so Instagram audience, they're coming in. They're gonna come in. They're coming in, and so there we go. So anyway, let's say hello. Mr. B is in the building. He is number one. Happy Monday morning, my family. Yes, we are family. Anyway, just had to let it in there. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. You got me in my singing voice. Mr. DT gets the silver this morning. The silver goes to Mr. DT, Mr. Derek T. Tuggle. And he is in the building. He is always in the building. And he is all the way from the West Coast. We got the midsection. We got the West Coast. We got we call the upper Midwest is Mr. B. We got the West Coast in the building. And then third place, and not shy because she's going to be on in a moment, Miss G.R. Houston. So Miss Gwendolyn is in the building. She'll be on shortly. And let's see who else is there. Chrissy is in the building. Chrissy's Corner is in the building. Good morning, Chrissy. It is so good to see you. Chrissy, we have to get together. Well, now that I'm going to be on vacation, I will have a lot more time on my hands. Like I tell you, people don't realize how much work goes into a everyday broadcast. I'm here every day, and it takes a chunk of 3 hours out of my day to be with you, to be in our wonderful community. But it takes 3 hours, an hour before, an hour in, and sometimes we do an hour and a half, and then an hour after. And so I am going to feel a lot more freedom between, I should say, the holiday break, which is coming up. And I will be spending time with my friends and loved ones. And I see one of my friends is in the building. Miss Linda is in the building. My lover, my Latin lover is in the building. Linda is in the building. She says, good morning, lover. Yes, that is my Latin lover. And we've been Latin lovers for a long time. So she and I will get some time back. She was on vacation, so that she's back. I think she's back home. And so I'm going to I love that at the end of the year, I get to spend time with my friends. And I am always a believer that your friends are your foundation. Your friendships, no, and I don't have like a host of friends. I'm not into the numbers. I'm simply into my friends who I'm faithful to, and they are faithful to me. And we stand by each other, we support each other, we laugh together, we spill our beans to each other, we get upset with each other, we cry our eyes out with each other, tell our frustrations with each other. We need friendships. There are no islands to themselves, and no person can survive planet Earth by themselves. There's a lot to navigate. There's a lot of terrain. Okay, let me see. Oh, let's see. There's some more people in the building. Mr. Akeem is in the building. What's going on? Mr. Akeem is in the building. Mr. Bradford is in the building. He's saying good morning all the way from our wonderful LinkedIn audience. I love when I see our LinkedIn audience participating. So good to see him. And one of my brothers, my networking brothers on LinkedIn, and so happy to see you here, Akeem. So happy to see you here. I see Kelly is in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. Let's see. I see Lisa Seeley is in the building. And I put my order in last week for my 2 books. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see my books. And so those are gonna be Christmas gifts. Well, one is gonna be for me, or maybe both of them may be for Christmas gifts for other people. I don't know. I think I may hold on to one and give one away. That's why I ordered 2, and definitely know someone's getting one for Christmas. And so that is cool. And I see here all podcasts take work. Yes, right. G says all podcasts take work. Yes, right. It takes a lot of work to be on these platforms. Let's see here. Who else is in the Warren is in the building, my fellow photographer. Warren, Mr. Warren is in the building. He says, good morning, fam. Warren, how you doing over there in Blue Sky? How are you doing in Blue Sky? I had some folks come reach out to me and say, Ron, how is it that you almost have 600 followers in Blue Sky? I said, I do a lot of work in Blue Sky. I joined Blue Sky now going on 12 days ago. It'll be, I think it's 12 days ago. And I gave the suggestions. Remember, I gave tips on how to interact on Blue Sky. You have to interact. It's called social media for a reason. And what I love about Blue Sky is that everyone that comes onto the platform, we all start at 0. That means you are introducing yourselves to a whole new audience. That means now you can just really go out and explore some relationships, explore some people, who's on there, who's liking your stuff, who's liking your work. I post twice a day on Blue Sky, one. So I post in the morning and I post near the evening. And I engage with the people that like my work. So when someone says, I like your work, they send me, they text me or write me something, I will respond exactly how they reached out to me. I reciprocate. And then also, if I go to a page that is really amazing photography, because it's a great photographer's platform right now. Photographers are interacting, connecting. However, I have a warning. I found some negativity on Blue Sky. It wasn't going to take long, right? It wasn't going to take long for these people to make their appearance. And these people are the ones that you may have seen for the guys in the building. I don't know if it ever happens to women, but I know for the guys, you'll get this woman, voluptuous woman. And then she says hello. And then she wants to interact with you. She's like, first of all, my information's on the page. I'm from New York. I'm a photographer, yada, yada, yada. Everything is there. Also, everything is in my introduction. and they come on with their big boobs and their big look and their curves, and they say, hello. And after they say hello, you say hello back. What's your name? And I go, oh, okay, here we go. Those little memes, those little computer memes are out there trying to get your, I don't know what they're trying to get, but trying to get you on their roles and lure you into their world. Also, there was another negative that I found. And while I'm talking about that, I'm going to bring the ladies on because the ladies are in the building. And what's going on, Gwendolyn and Elise? And so I also came across NFTs scammers. So for those that don't know, in Twitter world, there were a lot of NFT people. They were like trying to sell their work, act like they were selling work, or like they wanted to buy your work. And there were lots of scams in the NFT area. You know, the digital, what do you call it, digital coins and all the other stuff. So that was one of the things I hated about on Twitter. Well, there maybe I came across one, not a lot. I came across one. He was like, I love your work. I want to buy your work. However, I want to buy it on the NFT exchange. I was like, no, you could buy my work. Just go to Etsy. You can go to my platform and go to my website and buy my work. But no, I want to be on the NFT platform. And then I said, okay, suppose you're interested in it. I said, I am not. I said, I don't have but maybe 2 photos in the NFT world. And however, if you want to purchase one of my photos in the NFT world, then you're going to have to trot over to OpenSea. And he said, oh, no, I have to do it on my exchange. I was like, well, that's going to be an option because OpenSea is proven platform for NFTs. Now, what you're giving me, I don't know a hill of beans about it. You're like, you sure you're going to miss out on this money? I said, your money ain't good money if you're also telling me I need to buy at your NFTs platform. So there are some scammers out there. So beware. They made migration over to Blue Sky. Wherever there's lots of people, you will always find the scammers. Anyway, good morning, ladies. So good to see y'all.
Good morning.
What's going on? How was your weekend? Well, first of all, Elise is in the building. She celebrated her 49th wedding anniversary yesterday.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there a song that says happy anniversary?
Yes, Tony, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is a song. Yes.
You just lost your black card, son. You just lost it.
Is that the one that goes, happy anniversary? No. I know why. No. That's another song.
Oh, boy.
I've been known for my black card to be pulled a couple of times.
Oh, a couple of times. Okay.
My black card has been pulled a couple of times. I'm sorry to admit.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
So what did you do? First of all, I've never seen your husband in pictures until you posted his picture this week, yesterday. And I was like, oh, I said, they are a beautiful couple. You guys look good. He's a good looking man.
Thank you.
And you a good looking woman. Now that explains why your kids look so good. I was like, they look so good together. I've never seen a picture of the two of you. You know, I've seen him in the background, like when you're on the platform, but I've never seen his face. I've seen his hand. I've seen his arm. I've seen his arms, or his movement, his shadow in the background. But he's a good-looking dude.
Yes,
I said, look at Elise. Anyway, how was your anniversary?
It was great. I told you all we were doing things that we decided to do, things we love. So hence the popcorn. So I like Topsy's cheese popcorn. He likes Garrett's popcorn that has the chocolate in it, and it only comes out like doing this season. Like that's when you can do it. So he talked about that. So I ended up ordering that. Luckily, he hadn't ordered it for himself. So and And for dinner, there's this Chinese restaurant called Bob's Shanghai out, and it's very. It's like simple restaurant, no big name, not anything. Has the wooden tables, has all that, and if you get there at the wrong time, it also has a long line. So that's what we just we love the food, and so instead of going to someplace, a little more pricier, upscale, whatever, we just decided to do what we love. So we went there. I still got dressed for it though. I'll post those pictures today. So we went there. Huh?
I was saying, look at Elise. I was just like so happy to see you guys on. I just loved your pictures. Your pictures were so beautiful.
Yeah. And they ended up muting the song on the post, which was crazy. So
really?
The song is Always and Forever by Heatwave. That's like the song
forever.
Yeah, that's the song we've like always had. My daughter sang it at our 25th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
And then afterwards, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna really, really keep what I love going. So we went growing up in Alabama, in Tuskegee, the one thing we had was a Dairy Queen. We had a Dairy Queen downtown. So last night there's one that's on the way back home. So I had him stop by the Dairy Queen and get me a butterscotch dip cone because I can't eat chocolate. So it is.
That's horrible not to be able to eat chocolate.
I know, and we shared that. So that was our dessert, was that cone. So that's how we finished the day, was with that.
Wow.
I love a Dairy Queen. If I can find some, I was like, don't judge me. I love a soft serve ice cream.
A good old Dairy Queen. Wow, that's awesome.
I love soft serve ice cream so much. When we went to Montreal, I learned how to order it in French. I don't speak French, but I learned how to speak that in French when we were there years ago. So that I could get soft serve ice cream. They had the best soft serve ice cream. So that was our day. It was really good.
That was your day. Gwendolyn, how did you spend your weekend?
Cleaning.
What did you clean?
This house. My photo studio, one of them is the family room. I had to put all that stuff away. I had to put it someplace. So it's like in the garage.
So, I mean, now how many of you guys in the community do you put up your Christmas tree on Thanksgiving Day? Or how many already have your Christmas trees up? That's interesting.
I don't do Christmas trees.
You don't do Christmas trees. You don't do Christmas trees.
We have not, and I say we, as in like
we as in couple, you and Mr. Jack.
Well, me and Mr. Jack,
yes.
My mama, like a lot of my family members, we haven't done a Christmas tree since like 2002.
See, there it is. My Christmas tree is already up, says Charlene.
my Christmas tree normally goes up after Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving.
Yes. And we had to, my husband, we used to get real ones. And my husband was like, all these needles. So I have this artificial tree, and it's like, but it doesn't smell like Christmas.
It's nothing like a real tree. It's nothing like a real Christmas tree. And when I used to live in my brownstone back in the day, I had these high ceilings. You know how brownstones are in New York. Yeah. And I would have like a 12-foot Christmas tree in my living room. And it would take all day to decorate it and to put all the ribbons and the bows and everything. And it would be the smell would just go up throughout the whole house until I loved them until after Christmas, when you pack that baby away and those needles are everywhere and they stay in the house pretty much until October or November. And then you're like, you just cleaned it all up and here they go again.
It's under something someplace.
They
keep every place. You're like, how did it get under there?
They got under the crevice, under the table, in the corner. It's like on the molding, behind the molding. I'm like, what is going? I mean, the needles stay with you for. I remember when I was moving out of our brownstone, and we had not had a Christmas tree probably for 2 years, the last 2 years of living there, and we were still picking up. When we swept the floor, you know how you go and clean the apartment up before you leave it to the next owner, and we were like there's those needles. There's those needles
They
with you
travel.
forever.
They stay
Yeah.
traveling.
So, but yeah, this was a great weekend. This weekend on Saturday, we had our photographers meetup. I'm going to share some photos from that. And we have Mr. B is in the audience. What's going on, Mr. B? How was your weekend and how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm early. I'm at my doctor's appointment.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you got a signal.
Yeah. I'm right outside.
She's run no shade. You see that shade?
Yeah.
I mean,
Big time.
No, not in a negative way. No, it was not meant to be negative because he came on. I sent him the invitation
Yeah. I checked to make
in
sure.
case he has a signal because he's
Yeah.
always on the move every morning. He takes Xavier to school in the morning.
Yeah. I'm glad that boy told me that he doesn't have school on Wednesday. Cause
Yeah.
like, really?
But so his holiday begins on tomorrow? I mean,
Yeah.
well, Wednesday's his first day off from school, or
Yeah. And I was
Wow.
like, all right, well, he's like, so Dad, I was like, hold up, Chief. I got a list. You got to take care of business first before you can, relax. So I'm making him bring his trombone home. And I was like, dude, you got a performance in a couple of weeks. And
wow.
you got to practice. I said, take care of your stuff. And then, playtime is yours. But no, for me, this weekend, I worked. I've been working on. I've been quiet I guess you could say, in the shadows, working on my portfolio.
Mhm.
It's extensive. I got to share with you. I'll put it in our group chat. A couple of weeks ago, one of the products that I designed, my client company, they finally unveiled it, and
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
and I was taken aback. Like, wow, I never tire of being a designer, and I think any creative person, whether you're a photographer,
Mhm.
poet, what you have up here, and then to have it out in the world.
It's the best.
And it's this first out of 7 products I designed for this company, Vermeer. They construction, agriculture, and farming equipment. And the construction product that I designed, it's something that 9 times out of 10, most people just look over.
Mhm.
And I often equate it to how many times has anyone, when you bought a car you've never owned before, then you recognize that car all around. And it's like that. When I pointed this out to my dad, I sent him the promo reel that they put out. And he's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Well, it's an underground. It's called a horizontal drill,
Mhm.
and it drills in the ground like a hole for cables and so on. And it for ponds, for example. So you can't obviously go through a pond, and it drills underneath." And I designed the full exterior and the UI, UX, the user interface where the
Mhm.
occupant sits. There's a cab that's coming, and this is like, gosh, what I designed, I think at least 7 vehicles for this company. But unfortunately, when COVID hit, it made the company hit pause on a lot, and now we're finally introducing that. So that's part of my weekend. I was like, okay, I gotta try to put this in my portfolio now.
Mm.
Professionally, it's challenging as a designer to go into interviews, to go into potential clients and talk about things that I can't show because, professionally.
Okay.
But no, I mean, and I'm prioritizing my health. Just my annual diabetes check-in with
Mhm.
my doctor today, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I've been doing pretty good though.
That's good. You sound good. You sound better. You sound like you've got, you. Well, I think the more we get away from the election, the more we get to spend time with family, the more I say, everyone take a time,
Don't
take
let
this
this
time.
my
Take,
anxiety or not my rage is in the famous James Baldwin quote to be
To be
you know
conscious
to
yeah
be conscious in
yeah,
America, to be black and
and,
conscious in America,
is to be
so
enraged
is to
all the
be in
time.
yeah
continual rage,
I'm just I'm just like, okay,
continual
so
state of
yeah
rage.
yeah that's I'm that So, but I can compartmentalize a bit, and
Okay.
but no, life goes on. But my one thing that hasn't changed for me, like, um, I said this to my sister yesterday. Actually, I said, I'm pissed off at myself for being re-pissed off again.
Well, you can't be pissed off. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna share some photos from this weekend so that people can know. So this weekend we had our LP Urban Photographers Meetup, our last one for the year, and so I close out everything so that way everyone can just spend time with their family, get together with friends, and so. But we had a great time on this Saturday past. We were at Union Square. Here's some of the photos. Here's our page. Our page is on the for those that are members of the Photographers Meetup. This is what we did, and so you can see we had a great time. So this is some of the photos that some of our members took and snapped away. Erica did such a great job. I mean, everyone was out. We photographed. The lighting was perfect for we photographers who love great lighting. This is them getting excited with photographing me. That was me being photographed. We had these musicians were in Union Square. They were playing their music. They were so good. That's one of our members. That's Jack, and we took some pictures, and everybody. So these are the pictures that they submit. We submit after we take our pictures. We submit them onto our community group chat on Facebook. So there you have that. And let me share. I think it's one more I want to share with you guys. But
I got a question. Why, when everybody submits, is there like, is it competitive or non-competitive?
Non-competitive. We are not. Yeah, this it's all. Those are the only photos. Okay, so yeah, but it's non-competitive, and the reason why is simply just to encourage other photographers.
Right.
The reason we gather is that there's photographers from all backgrounds. So there's photographers that just come with their smartphones. They don't own any big cameras, but they just love photography. They come with their smartphones and they just do their thing. And then you got the other guys and girls that have their big cameras, and they're with their, some do it professionally. Some have been photographing for 30 years, and it's their career. Some are retired from their photography career, as in working for newspapers and periodicals. So there's a mixed bag of people that are involved in the Urban Photographers Meetup. And but it's a lot of fun because you get to see all the people's images and their perspective and how they saw the same thing. Like, we're all in Union Square, but you see all the different photos that are generated from that event. And because everyone sees the world differently, and that's why I share with everyone is tell your story. Just pick up your camera and tell your story. If you love photography, there's one lady, she reached out to me in my Blue Sky platform, and she said, "You make me want to pick up the camera again." And I said, "Great, because that means my mission has been accomplished." Because I would love to see people pick up their cameras, and you don't have to. We are living in the age where your camera is with you more than anything else. Because your camera, you probably use your camera more than you use your phone. For most of us, I don't talk too much on the phone.
Oh,
very rarely.
Lies.
Oh wait,
she said
I talk to you, but
oh, Ron bringing the heat on Monday.
If I'm on the phone. I'm not on the phone most of the day, though, unless I'm talking to you and I'm talking to Chris, or my phone time is very limited, unless it's you. But we're talking work. It's not like we are like just chatting it up and saying, "Hey, let's go to the flower farm or whatever." Right? Work wife.
She's like,
you know what, Mr. Boss?
Lies.
You know what, Mr. Foster? we okay. So like, yes,
we talk on the phone.
We talk on the phone. Like if I have, and if I may, you're the one who says if I have to text more than once,
That's right.
twice,
yes, that's right. True.
we're picking up the phone.
Pick up the
talk a lot.
phone.
I talk a lot on my phone. I use my phone as a phone. Like I
Mm.
actually talk to people because that whole texting thing is too much. It's too much work. It's too
Yeah,
much
it's too
work.
much work to text.
So yeah, so
that's my rule
I
of
make a lot
thumb.
of phone calls.
If you're going to text more than 2 times,
Call.
might as well call me.
Pick up the phone and we talk for hours.
And we talk for hours. Now
Most of my conversations with my friends and my family, they run at least an hour and a half, if not 2 hours average. Because we gonna talk. Like we talking. We talk about all the things.
We talk about a lot of stuff.
And then I might take a picture with my phone, but I don't use my phone that often to take pictures. Really, I don't.
I see some people that just walked into the building. Janet's in the building. She says, "Good morning, crew." I see you. I see you. I see Dr. Tachi's in the building. Good morning. She says, "Good morning, all." And I forgot. Did we do Bryson's good morning yet? Did we do? Here we go. I just took a drink, so I can do it. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, Ron? What's up, Gwendolyn? What's up, Elise? What's up, RLP family? What's up, CQ fam? Happy pre-Friendsgiving, everybody. You know, I started doing that too. I started calling it Friendsgiving Day. I know that we say Thanksgiving Day, but you know what? Thanksgiving has become such a, in my mind, some negative connotations in my mind about Thanksgiving, what it represents. Yes. So I've called it Friendsgiving. I've been doing that for about 2 years. And I was sharing with someone this morning. I say, "Happy Friendsgiving Day." It's good to see someone else said it. I thought it was just me.
But you know, young people have Friendsgivings, meetups, so I think they do a lot of that.
Really?
Yeah, they have friends. Like both of my 2 youngest children had Friendsgiving events over the weekend.
Yeah, I know. I have friends that do not celebrate Thanksgiving, and my millennial friends. My millennial friends is like, don't even say Thanksgiving. They don't practice it. They don't like to hear it. They're like, it represents everything bad. It's not what they did to the indigenous people. They cannot get past those things. Yeah. And so they do not talk about Thanksgiving. Yeah, am I the only one that's kind of like feeling that kind of, because society, I guess because young people, and I have to say, it's the younger folks that have made me more aware of, like my millennial friends have made me more aware of Thanksgiving. I've always known the history of Thanksgiving, and I've always celebrated, but now I have a different perspective. Anyone else like me out there?
Well, may I add first before I let Brian and Ms. Elise go? I would say with any holiday, I believe every one of us decides which ones are going to be celebrated or not. Like prime example, I am not religious, but I am spiritual, but I don't celebrate Easter. I don't celebrate Christmas. We don't, like our family, we don't do much of anything. Thanksgiving is my father's holiday because, feeding people is his love language. So we celebrate, we say Thanksgiving, right? We say that, but other than that, we don't do 4th of July. Like we don't do a lot of those holidays. I will celebrate Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and other Jewish holidays, but like you get
now, why is that?
Somewhere along the line, I started studying Judaism. I never converted. But Jesus was a Jew, like Yeshua. You know what I'm saying? So no offense to all those out there, and most of those other holidays are pagan. So whatever. But
the real history behind all the holidays. Everybody
has their something, but I do believe that as an adult, we get to a place or a young adult where our values show up.
Yes.
And we let go of what was given to us by our family members, teachers, or whomever. So we get to pick and choose. So a lot of things, like we just don't do it because we don't do it. So like for Christmas, as I mentioned, we don't do trees, but we buy gifts all year round. We just give gifts to give gifts whenever. It's not set for like just December. But, everybody gets to choose how they want to react or embrace or no longer embrace certain holidays. I think everybody goes through that.
It's interesting that happens. Like I said, any when you guys want to share something, Elise, Brian?
I know when you said, well, you're taught the history of Thanksgiving, but we weren't really taught the true history of Thanksgiving.
True.
And I think when we get older, we find out more information about why these holidays came about, what was actually being celebrated on Thanksgiving. It wasn't a positive thing that was being celebrated.
It wasn't positive. It wasn't a good thing. I mean,
right. And there's a group of young indigenous women that put out a video that I saw over the weekend about Thanksgiving, and just kind of told the story of Thanksgiving. And at the end, they just flipped the table. So it was very interesting to hear that. But I think, we were given the, this is what happened when they helped them and all that. And it really wasn't that.
Yeah, what we saw in the books when we were growing up is you see the indigenous people at the table and they help them, and it's such a harmony and it's such love and such a peaceful engagement, and they're thankful. But then once you get older, you learn the history, the Trail of Tears, and all the other stuff that was happening during those times. And the indigenous people, this was their land, and now they've been blocked off to reservations. And when you think about it, indigenous people, when they were here hundreds of years ago, this was their land to explore. They were nomads. They went from place to place. They packed up. They moved around. They interacted. They had tribes. They had delegations. They had their we think about we have a constitution and we have all the stuff that we have. They had similar things that they had in their tradition. I remember learning about the I think the Iroquois Indian here in New York. Iroquois was an Iroquois nation, which has several tribes, and how they all worked together, how they had diplomatic relations with each other. I mean, there was a whole world here. There was a whole world, and then the Europeans came and claimed it as their own. And then you look at the indigenous people all over the planet. I just visited the Australian Parliament's video where they're in the chamber, and then one of the chamber members she yells out in song in the indigenous chant, and then they all start yelling. They all start doing the chant, and they all start stomping the floor and ripping the pages. And I was like, this is a fight. We're living in this new era of fighting, because we know that the planet is all of us, from all backgrounds, from wherever we came from. And we have a portion of our population that wants to maintain the normal of conquering and taking and stealing and pillaging, and it's all about them. Right. But I am very happy that we are taking hold of these holidays and saying they're not what they were. They're not what we were taught. We have education now. We've been educated. We can go back and hear histories of different people. We can hear their stories. We can read about their stories. Just because they shut these books out of our libraries doesn't mean we can't read. There's always, and if they ever did ban books forever, there'll always be a black market for them.
Yeah, and
but people want to read.
With the Maori people and the Haka, the Haka is what they do for a lot of celebrations. They started teaching their children in diapers how to do the Hakas over there, those chants. But just to think about what they were trying to do, that treaty is so much like what white America, a large percentage of white Americans are trying to do in America. They want to say, oh, we want equality. We want it to be equal for everyone. It's like, so you want to mess with their treaty, which is a part of what they did in the 1800s. So you want to undo what that is, and claiming that, all, and it's, you know, it's the European white over there who are trying to do that. And it's so similar to, like you said, it's what's going on all across the world.
Going around the globe. It's around the globe. Same thing in Africa.
Yeah. And hearing a European, something I was listening to this in the last week was, it didn't have any borders, so therefore anyone could claim the land. And I said, so that's what you use as the reason for conquering people, taking people's property when they live there.
Yeah,
very interesting concept. But it's the same thing with with what's going on in America with the craziness of reverse discrimination, and let's go after the amendments in the Constitution. It's the same type of thing that they're doing in Australia.
Yeah, it's a fight. This is a fight. We're in a war, as they say. We are in a war. We're in a global war that people are resisting the legacy of colonization.
Yes.
We are in resistance to it all, and we will continue to fight. Well, I got to let you guys go because we got to do our lesson. Our Motivation Monday. Today's Motivation Monday. So we're going to do that. I'm going to let you guys go. And we're going to dive right into Motivation Monday. And then that's it. That's it. I cannot believe it's the last week. This is our last week together until January in this way. So I'm gonna pluck you guys off the screen. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Have a good one.
Yes, and so there I am. I'm back on the stage. There I am. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on the platform. But today is Motivation Monday, so we gotta go dive into it. It is already 4:43, so I want to make sure I'm respectful of your time. I know a lot of people are shopping, getting their things done for the holiday. You need to get on the road, but I definitely want to share this with you guys. And today's. Let me get there. Let me get to that page right there. And today we are talking about embracing the power of emotion in photography. And that is our where we'll be today. Hold on, let me get that screen up for you all. And here we go. There we go. Nice. So today's Motivation Monday is embracing the power of emotion in photography. And you'll see this photo I took of this young lady, one of my favorite artists in Washington Square Park. And you can find her there painting, making her paintings with her hands and her feet, her body, her elbows. And she's out there, rain, snow, sleet or shine. She's out there creating art. And right now, there's all she's going through sometimes where the park is trying to say she has no right to be there and all sorts of stuff. But anyway, as a photographer, we tell people stories. Yes, Glenda said, I love her. We tell people stories. It's all about the story. This is what we do as photographers. We bring attention to ideas and thoughts and people that the world doesn't see on a normal basis, on their normal travels through the day, on their normal walks through a neighborhood, in a normal place, or maybe they're detached. Maybe they live in America, but they don't know what's going on in Sudan or Congo, right? They don't know. But our job as photographers is to tell those stories. One of those ways I want to encourage people this week, as you take your camera out, is grab hold of the emotions. That's what's going to make your stories better as a photographer. And you're going to tell your story with greater strength, with sharing the actual emotion of the moment. Can I say that again? The emotions of the moment. And don't be afraid to share it. It is what's going to give you that extra edge as a photographer. So here we have it. I try to base all these Motivation Mondays on a photographer's quote. We have lots of great photographers that have gone before us, that are still with us, and some are no longer here with us, but their words are here. And this one is by Kim Hunter. Kim Hunter says, I think it's because it was an emotional story, and emotions come through much stronger in black and white. Color is distracting in a way. It pleases the eye, but it doesn't necessarily reach the heart. I get the question all the time. They say, Ron, they always say, Ron, what do you like photographing in? Do you like photographing in color, or do you like photographing in black and white? And I usually tell them, it depends on my story. It depends on what I'm trying to communicate. It depends, am I trying to grab my audience by the heart? Or am I trying to grab them and be able to see the aesthetics of the photo? And so I go on. Here's some thoughts for you guys. This week, let's channel the essence of Kim Hunter's wisdom into our photography. Here's how we can apply this powerful insight to our daily lives. So I want you to think outside the box as I go through these. I want you to think about your walk this week as you walk through life, not just as a photographer, but as a person. Here we go. Focus on emotion. When capturing moments, prioritize the emotions of the scene. Look for expressions, gestures, and interactions that convey deep feelings. Aim to create photos that resonate emotionally with the viewer. Focus on emotion. Next one. Experiment with black and white. This is like a black and white kind of like essay. Explore black and white photography to highlight the raw emotions and mood of your subjects without the distraction of color. The true essence and story of the scene can shine through. Here's an assignment for you guys. Since this is a photographer's platform, I'm a photographer. We talk photography and politics here, but today is a photography day. It's our Motivation Monday. Here's an experiment for you this week. We all have settings on our cameras, on our phones, and we can shoot in black and white. Or you can shoot in color and then change it over to black and white. But for those that are just embarking upon photography, here's an assignment for you. Or if you've been doing photography for a while, it doesn't matter. Take your settings this week and put it on black and white and tell a story of emotion. And then see the difference of how that picture feels without the color. Or take the picture in color and be able to see the picture in color in black and white in your head. And then take the picture, and once you take the picture, switch it over to black and white. And then I want you to feel the difference between the color photo and the black and white photo of the emotional story you're trying to tell. Okay? There you go. There's one. That's a little there. Little something for you to do this week. Tell stories. Use your photography to tell compelling stories, whether it's a candid moment or thoughtfully composed shot. Strive to capture the narrative behind the image, right? So important. So important. Next, be mindful of composition. Like how things are laid out. We'll go into it. Here we go. Pay attention to the composition of your shots. Lighting, shadows, and framing to enhance the emotional impact of your photos. You ever see the old movies when you see the old film people and they do this, like directors in movies, and they're framing it, like you see this is a frame, the bottom frame, and then the right frame, and then they kind of like just imagine the frame above. This is called framing something. So when you are walking the streets of New York or walking the streets of wherever your town is and city, you can walk around and do this and figure out what kind of frame and what kind of picture you're going to take before you even snap the picture. Kind of like look around, try it. You'll say, wow. And it will help you with your composition, because what the composition is also how are the elements in the frame enhancing the story, the emotional story that you're trying to do this week. Okay? So be mindful of composition. Next, connect with your subjects. Build a connection with the people of scenes or scenes in your, and photographing. As you're photographing my page, I'm gonna just pop this, I gotta make this small for a moment. Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. I gotta make that small so I can see everything. Okay, there we go. And here we go. Connect with your subjects. Build a connection with the people or scenes you are photographing. Understanding their emotions and stories will help you capture more authentic and powerful images. There you go. Okay, so connect. I love what Erica did this week. When we were out this Saturday, it was a portion of the moment. Erica saw these chess players in Union Square, and it wasn't enough for her to kind of like just take the picture, but she went right into where they were. She kind of like connected with them, and then she started snapping away as they were interacting and having fun and laughing and waiting for the next chess player to come up and play. You know, because that's how they make their money, the chess players in Union Square, and they compete. And but she dove right in and said, I don't want to just take a picture. I want to dive into what they're doing. So get in there with your subject. Connect with your subjects. Get in there. This week, you'll be with your family. Connect with your family as you take pictures of them this week. Okay, here's another one. Reflect on your work. Reflect on your work. Review and reflect on your photos. Consider what emotions they evoke and how your photography can enhance your storytelling. Here's another one. Share your vision. Share your black and white photos with your community. Encourage discussion about the emotions and stories behind the images, which can foster a deeper appreciation of the power of photography. And closing. By focusing on the emotional depth of our images and embracing the beauty of black and white photography, we can create photos that truly touch the heart. Let's make this week about capturing the soul behind the scenes. Can I say it again? Let's make this week about capturing the soul behind the scenes. So, any questions about our wonderful Motivation Monday and trying to do more Motivation Monday? Like I said, moving them towards photography and what we do as photographers. You know, I used to just do general Motivation Mondays, but then I was like, we're photographers. We need encouragement. A lot of us want to continue to grow in our photography and learn photography. So I hope that was a blessing to someone out there that loves photography like I love photography. What I'm discovering also is that I'm meeting a lot of people on Blue Sky that love photography. Their moms, their dads, their students in school, their teachers, their politicians. And it's such an amazing smorgasbord of people that love photography. And they're asking me all of these questions, and I'm so engaged. And so if anybody that sees it will see this from the Blue Sky community, That is, this is for you. You inspired this Motivation Monday this week. I'm always inspired by something, but this was inspired by the folks from Blue Sky, the photographers that told me I am going to pick up my camera this week. Those folks that said, you make me want to pick up my camera again. Or there's a person that says, my camera has been in the drawer for many, many years. And I told them, I said, now it's time to get that camera out the drawer and go out into the streets and photograph something you love. One person said to me this week, she goes, I love photography, but I just can't seem to find the time. And I responded to her. I said, you just haven't found the thing you're passionate to photograph. Once you find the thing you are passionate about to photograph, you'll be making time for it whenever you get it. You'll be like, oh, I got to get out and photograph this, because photography is not just an act of taking pictures. Photography is about passion. It's about passion. It's sharing the thing that you love with the rest of the world. So, as you go out into the world this week, play with some black and whites. Play with some black and whites. Click that little switch on your smartphone to black and white. On your camera, switch it to black and white. And look for emotions this week. Look for those emotions that will inspire an amazing photo. Then you will discover your passion will increase for photography, because it's no longer, I'm just doing this I have nothing better to do. But now you're doing it because you're doing it from the foundations of passion. Okay, guys, that's it. That's all I have for you today. That's all I have for you. If you are here for the first time, make sure, also, if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Remember to like, because the algorithms love it when you like it, because when you like, then they will send people our way to be a part of this community. Usually say, oh, no one's liking this area, so you know what? We're not putting out the algorithms to other people to come join us. So if you enjoy, hit the like. And again, I always do my little advertisements in the end, just kind of give some shout outs to some folks. Here we go. I want to make sure that you know that. Here we go. I am an event photographer. If you are looking for an event photographer, reach out to me. I can photograph your event, but I also do corporate events. I do personal events, and I do corporate photography, headshots, and all that stuff. I have a big project coming up. I'm so excited about this company. 30 workers. I'll be doing their headshots, I think, next week. We're working on the schedule, what's best for their employees. But yeah, so I'll be doing event photography, and I still do corporate photography. Number 2, thank you to the sponsors. We have people that sponsor through Patreon, this platform. I could not do this without them. And if you want to become a Patreon member to support what we do here, join the Patreon page. And you can do that by, let me just get that up here for you. Yeah, here we go. There we go. You can do it by joining my Patreon community, patreon.com/Ron Lewis Photos. Okay, there you go. There's how you can support this platform if you're interested. This takes time and money to do it. So we do it because I do it because I love it. So I would do it if it would do it for free. So anyway, but it does help. Okay, I think we got everybody on here. Let me just get rid of this little screen here and get back to our wonderful screen there. There we go, Touch Base Daily. And I see here where I see some comments in the building. Linda says, So happy I got to catch your Motivation Monday series. Have a great day. Love you. And I love you too, my lover, Linda lover. And I see Warren said, man, this is fantastic. Oh, yes. And I see here, Janet sends her 100%. There you go. G says, I'm going to share my favorite black and white photos on Blue Sky today. There you go. There you go. Inspiration. We got inspiration in the building. Warren says, I love how black and white opens my eyes a little more. Dr. Taji says she still does the framing thing. Yes, because she comes from a television media background. So she knows what this means, right? And we have here, Omar says, color is the reality of the photo. Black and white is the soul of the photo. There you go. There you go. G says, I do find emotions are stronger in black and white. Okay, there you have it. There you have it. There you have it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's lesson is going to be, our tip Tuesday is how to take pictures of your family for the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday. So we'll be doing that, how to take your best photos for the Thanksgiving holiday or the friendship holiday. Okay, guys, so thank you much. And I'll see you tomorrow. Later.